Hello, empowered mom, and welcome to Your Empowered Birth, how to get the birth you want without having to fight, beg, or compromise. So, I'm actually going to read a chapter each day to let you know what's inside your empowered birth. And if you want to get the actual copy of this book, then I encourage you to go check it out. It's on Amazon, or you can learn more at empoweringmomsbirth.com/book. Now, the thing is that the reason I'm sharing the entire Your Empowered Birth book is because I just want this information accessible to everyone who can get it. The fact is that I don't charge for information. I charge for my own personalized coaching to be able to go through birth plans and help people who are looking to have a true empowered birth experience, navigating the loopholes in the medical system. I have my Your Empowered Birth Academy, which also teaches these skills at a deeper level. I help clients who have had resistance from their partners when it comes to getting them on board for a home birth or unassisted birth. I help clients who maybe had high risk labels put on them, or they were otherwise told that what they want isn't allowed. And they end up having these beautiful empowered birth experiences. The empowered birth system isn't just about birth. I believe that birth is a metaphor for life, and how we come to our birth is how we come to our motherhood. It's how we come into our careers or in building a business, how we come to our partnerships, and ultimately how we raise our children. So, by putting this book out on YouTube in chapters for you to go through, what I'm really aiming for is for you to get the overall basics of the empowered birth system so that you can go out into your own life and have this beautiful empowered birth that is your right. This is what you were meant to do. Your body is designed to do this. And when the medical system tells you you're not allowed, it breaks my heart. If you've been following me for a while, then you also know that I am all about autonomy. I am all about you having the right to the kind of birth you want without having to fight, beg, or compromise. And that's why when I wrote Your Empowered Birth way back in 2022 and had this framework put out into a PDF format, and I used to give it out to clients and I used to give it out to moms in my community just to go through, they said this was a wealth of information that they wished that had been available when they'd had their first baby. So the essence of this book is basically helping you to get the birth you want without having to fight, beg, or compromise. And the aim of the empowered birth system is we aim for true natural birth, and then we pull back and create our backup plans, but we don't use our backup plans as our main plan. And if you want to know more about that, I have an Empowered Birth workshop, and I also have your Empowered Birth Academy. These go into deeper module trainings where I really go and tackle specific issues, but the overall of the system is inside your empowered birth with the 5 pillars of empowered birth. So, thank you so much for joining. You're in for a treat. I'm going to share today first the introduction and then each individual video. You can watch them, you can binge watch them and watch the whole thing. And you could probably get done in under 6 hours. But really, what happens is that you're also going to want to get the extras that come with this book. So make sure that you go to the URL. I'll share it right now. It's just empoweringmomsbirth.com/extras. And what you do is you put your name and your email in. This is going to give you the sequence to tell you the overall overview of the entire empowered birth system. And it's also going to give you some additional guides that I couldn't fit inside this book because I really wanted this to be easy to read. I know that a lot of birth books, they can be super thick. They're hard to get through. There's so much information. You get so overwhelmed. And a lot of stuff that I teach on my channels is also what I have in reports and free guides on my website, empoweringmomsbirth.com. So I encourage you to check out those resources, especially if you just stumbled upon this by accident and you've never heard of me before. My name is Carly Bonderud. I'm a childbirth educator. I'm a former birth advocate. I am very passionate about women's rights. I'm very passionate about being able to have that beautiful natural birth that we all deserve to have. And I'm also very passionate about getting partners on board. I love working with partners. I love working with clients who also have struggles with their care provider and getting those care providers that may have been resistant, but they're not the type that are going to manipulate, control, abuse their clients. They're just in that space of fear. You're going to learn more about that inside your empowered birth. But the idea is that we can change birth. We can change it to be more accessible so that we can have those true natural birth experiences and no longer have these maternity care deserts. So let's get started, shall we? Again, as I said, Your Empowered Birth is available on Amazon. You can just look it up on your local Amazon if you're not in the States or in Canada. If you are in the States or Canada, then you just go to my website, empoweringmomsbirth.com/book. I also sometimes give these away when I'm teaching live workshops or I have master classes. I give them away as prizes. I give them away to my community members. So if you do have a copy already in your possession, awesome. Make sure that you tell others where to get this book. And if you want, you could also take a picture of your book and tell others about it. Tell them how it helped you and tag me at Empowering Mom's Birth. And then that way I can see that you've done that and I'll give you something extra, something just for you, for being an empowered birth ambassador and taking action. Because I reward action takers and I reward those who want to spread the message of empowered birth. This is really part of my legacy. This is what I was put on this planet to do. When I was a little girl, I was fascinated with birth. Then I was indoctrinated into the culture of fear, as you're going to find out when I read this book to you. And then from that point on, I was terrified of birth, but I wanted to be a mom. And it took a little bit longer for me to get past that fear, to go for a true natural birth, and to realize what was really going on in the medical system so that I could help other moms to have that true natural birth experience and get past their fear. So you can see there's a phoenix picture in the background. You can't see it very clearly, but that is the phoenix. I am actually a Scorpio, so one of our signs is a phoenix. And this is all about rising up from the ashes. So one of the chapters in this book is on how to heal after birth trauma and basically rise up from the ashes and reclaim your birth experience. All right, so let's get started, shall we? So first of all, I'm going to say the dedication. For my children, of whom this book would not exist without the lessons you taught me about myself and the power of my body. And to every mother who has ever given birth, who showed me how much this book was needed. This is my legacy. This is something I'm so proud to have created, because if it wasn't for the moms in my community, especially some of my dear friends, if they hadn't said to me, you need to do something with your knowledge, you need to teach me classes, you need to write your book, you need to get this information out there because it's not widely taught. I used to be terrified of getting in front of the camera. I used to think that I had nothing to offer. So with my 5-pillar system, which is part of how I managed to get past that fear to do this in the first place, I was able to get this message out there. So please like, share, subscribe to this channel, share these videos, pass them on to others, get them to understand like this is the magic of empowered birth. And if you do want a copy, if you're someone who's not just an auditory learner, but you're really someone who appreciates having a book in your collection so you can read it wherever you go, then it is available on Amazon Kindle and it is available in paperback. So you can go and get your copy. All right. So first of all, I'm going to let you know there is a disclaimer. Note that this book provides general information about pregnancy, labor, and birth, and does not constitute medical advice for individuals. Okay, I don't give medical advice. Please consult with your own healthcare providers when making decisions that may affect your health or that of your baby. Throughout this book, you will find information on how to communicate your wishes and advocate for yourself in the event that you and your care provider disagree or cannot come to an understanding involving tests or medical procedures and policies. Please also be aware that there are variations in policies and practices depending on where you live. Make sure you speak to local birth educators and doulas in your community for more specific idea of the options in terms of finding a suitable care provider. So that is just the disclaimer to let you know if you do have complications, you do need to have somebody who has medical information. We don't do that here at Empowering Moms Birth. So anytime somebody comes to us and they're like, I've got a medical question, we don't answer those. Okay, I'm going to be very clear. We don't answer those. We will give you general information. We will pass that on to you. We will show you how to find those things, but we do not help you make a medical decision. The only one who can help you make a medical decision is actually you. And you're going to find out that what you need to use your care provider for is a consultant, but ultimately there is a truth inside of you of where you need to go. And that is the essence of empowered birth. So thank you. If you want to keep going, you absolutely can, but I'm going to be reading the introduction next, and you might want to take a glass of water. So come back to this. Remember that these are in a playlist for you, or maybe you got this off of my website itself, but just remember, I'm going to be reading this entire book to you. I'm going to read the whole thing. So if you want to take a break, now is a good time to do it. Otherwise, you're going to have to pause. You're going to have to miss things. You'll have to come back and rewatch. And sometimes things go in one ear and out the other if you're not absorbing the message. So I'll wait. It's okay. You can come back and I'll see you soon.